What it is, y'all. It's your boy J-10, Tampa motherfucking Wicked. I recorded this interview yesterday, the 30th of October, 2011, with FAYGOLUVERS.net. They chose to not release it for reasons unknown. They couldn't tell me. I was contacted by Big Ian requesting I not release it because he knew I recorded it as well. I still feel my story needs to be heard. So thank you, FAYGOLUVERS.net, for giving me the chance to have my real side of the story revealed, but this is something I gotta do. Get nasty with it.
Juggalos and Juggalettes, this is your big homie Big Ian coming at you live and direct with the newest Faygo Lovers interview. I'm sitting down today with an exclusive with J-10. You may know him as Blaze's old hype man, and he's been getting a lot of attention recently because of some accusations about him being the possible snitch in Twisted's big drug bust. So we got a whole interview planned out for him, so we're just going to get started. So for those of you who don't know, or for those people who don't know J-10, tell us a little bit about who you are, how you came to be working in the music industry and with Psychopathic, and then most importantly, why you left Psychopathic.
Yes, sir. Well, my name is J-10. I'm from Tampa, Florida. I've been doing the rap shit, let's say, roughly since '04. I don't know, maybe '05. How I came to meet Psychopathic. The scene down here, back then, there was not many underground rappers. I was a hype man for another underground act down here, and they got the opportunity to open up, shows over the years, open up for Blaze, Tombstone Terror, open up for Twisted. I don't know what the hell tour it was back then. Just doing the local opener joint. You know what I'm saying? How a lot of local cats do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, a couple years of doing that shit, I was the hype man of another act down here. They got an opportunity to go on the road with Blazy Dead Homie and be a local opener. This was on the Clockwork Gray tour. I'm gonna say '07, maybe '06, '07. I don't remember to be quite, exact, but it was Blaze when he was with ROC, and it was Killer C and Liquid Assassin, Grave Plot, and then it was the act that I was rapping with back then, and me being the hype man then.
What was the act? What was the act you were with?
I'd rather not even say that who I was with. They're another underground artist. They know who they are. They gave me a great opportunity, but me and that artist don't really speak at the moment as well. So I would rather not, even say his name.
That's fine. Moving on.
Or their name. Yeah, moving on. Got acquainted with Chris on that tour. Thought nothing of it. Came back home, was doing the local shit. Grinding really hard, trying to, bring fans around, doing the merch type thing. When Psychopathic would come through town, ironically, guess who they would give a jingle for? A little bit of that Christmas tree, Come on. So that's how basically I knew Psychopath. That was my in towards Psychopathic. I went on a tour, met these guys. Got along well with Chris, and, he would call me when they would come to town, and I would link up with them and do some business, and that was that, never a hound dog, never anything, just out there doing my own grizzy. They respected that, give the nigga a call. Well, we do business, and I'll get the fuck out of there. Half the time I didn't even go to the shows, or asked to be put on any sort of list or anything. I went for one reason. They call me for one reason. I go to the show. So, that's how I got acquainted with them. Twisted would call when they came through as well. And I was told, let's say, maybe June of '08. Maybe I'm guessing, but around that time, me and Blaze had been talking on the phone, and or he'd call me and say, hey, what up?
Excellent,
really
excellent Blaze.
Just...
That's an excellent Blaze impersonation, by the way. I just wanted to point that out.
Oh, hey, it rubs off on you when you're around the guy. So basically calls me out of the blue, had mentioned something along the lines when I was just hobnobbing with him here and there. Hey, stay your ass out of trouble. Might need you sometime. I thought nothing of it. I thought smoke was being blown up my ass. Okay, stay out of trouble. What's that mean, Well, stayed out of trouble, and got a phone call from Chris that December, and was like, hey, wanted to let you know, gonna need your help here. You want to make some cheddar? Sure, fuck yeah. Who doesn't want to make some cheddar? So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna be the next Matt Nips, or I'm gonna be a runner, or I'm gonna be stagehand, or whatever. Basically my lifelong dream. Hey, get to work for fucking Psychopathic. Holy shit, you know what I'm saying? And it didn't matter to me, being a juggalo since the mid '90s. Who's that? If you're a ninja, whose dream isn't that? If I could only work at the warehouse or whatever the fuck it is, my way in. Let me get my way in. Well, he told me, in not too many words, basically, Brian, ROC can't do the shit with me, right now. I need your help. You want to rap with me? So he put me on. This is December of '08, and I went out. My first tour with Chris as his hype man was the Bring the Noise tour. Cottonmouth Kings, La Coca Nostra, Blaze, Big B. Shit was dope. I went out there like a Mexican jumping bean. I'd never been, you know what I'm saying? I'm exerting all the energy I can. I don't know. I don't know my place yet, you know what I'm saying? It's my first tour. I'm just trying to fucking survive out there, I'm a rookie. And basically, me and Chris got along super, super tight, I was just willing to go above and beyond for him. And, we were starting to get things cohesive as for choreography, as for stage presence, as for, just the whole rigmarole of being an artist and trying to excel and move yourself up. And that lasted for, let's say, from December of '08 until this past Hatchet Attacks. And I've got pages and pages of brainstorming right here to get onto it, but, make a long story short, this year, 2011 itself, has been kind of astonishing itself because New Year's Eve, I always play New Year's Evil with Blaze. Have done it for the past 2 or 3 years. Didn't get offered to play this year, Talked to Chris, I think ROC is just going to do it. We'll do something special for the Juggalos. We'll have ROC come out there with me. All right, bet. Because Chris, and we put this on the record, Chris came out of pocket for everything for me. Psychopathic had no ties to me, never paid me, no affiliation to me. I worked for Grundy Enterprises. That's who paid me. And Chris, being the gentleman that he is, came out of pocket for me every time. Fly me the fuck up to Detroit, call me, hey, itinerary, check your shit, blah, blah, blah. Came out of pocket. Motherfucker would pay for the limo to come get me, pay for the fucking Metro cab, whatever the fuck it was, would get me to where I needed to be on the house. You know what I'm saying? He took care of me. Never once asked for anything. And, that's the kind of relationship that me and that guy had. It was. Of course, you gotta fucking trust me, cause you're living with me. You're taking a stranger who you hardly know, and then you're putting him under your wing. And Chris protected me a lot from the label themselves. He purposely would tell me, I'm keeping you away from all this, because I already know. And as for him saying he knows, what he's talking about is he knows the jealousy that was spoke of when my name came up. And, it's a sad story that he's in the place that he is right now, because he's a great dude, but he's fucking stuck between a rock and a hard spot, and I feel for him because it just sucks. We were close. I can't stress the fact that it wasn't, oh, this and that. We talked occasionally when we wasn't on the road, but when we was on the road, it was peas and carrots. I wouldn't do anything out of line. He knows it was business, dog. It was motherfucking business from the rip. Well, let me get to why I was released. All right, so I didn't play New Year's Evil. No go. All right, Blaze has 2 Canada shows, right? He's got these shows in Canada, his first out-of-the-country shows. Okay, figuring I'm going to go to these bitches, whatever. Wait, we're just going to use ROC again. So I'm kind of thinking, what the hell is ROC? Are they planning to have ROC come back? Is this my way of getting fucking kind of funneled out of the equation? What's going on here, Well, we're supposed to go on a wild week of weirds or some shit like that. Ended up, Blaze, I think, went on that bitch alone. Was like, what's going on? There was another tour, Bang Pow Boom. I played a show in Detroit the night before. It was like May 19th. We played a local fucking Blind Pig show in Detroit or Pontiac or something like that. And the next morning, he flew out to Worcester and did the Bang Pow Boom show in Worcester. And it was basically, I wasn't allowed to go because Joe didn't want me out there. I guess because his fucking kids were out there. He had it out for me since day one. That's all I can tell you. When I met him, it was Patch Attacks, 08, whatever. Whenever it was out in Arizona, and they did Lotus one night and Riders, and then all the next performances the next day. It was like Tempe, Tucson type shit. We met out there. I was on the tour bus alone. I got to the show, flew in. Riders was on. I'm outside the venue. Nobody knows who the fuck I am. I ain't got no tickets. I got 2 bags straight from the airport, but I'm that guy like, hey, I'm with the band. Come on. Hey, I'm with the band. Let me in. I get a hold of Jake, Boondocks' old hype man, and Jake gets me in, brings me through the back and, gets me onto a bus and tells me, just post up until Chris gets off stage, blah, blah, blah. Well, here comes Joe on the bus, and it was me and him, and Joe was getting ready for his Lotus shit, kind of, doing his rehearsal shit, and he basically was like, I'm Joe Bruce. Do I know you? Have we met before? And that was about the extent of the words that were said. Do I know you? No, I'm J-10. I'm Chris's new dude. Okay, I'm Joe. And that was it, As for this year, still, let's go back. They released me on the fucking Gang Rags extended cuts. They put me on 2 tracks, Simply Fresh and Ghetto Benefits. I was, told, hey, do these verses. I got these verses for you. Hell yeah. I'll see what I can do. Throws me on this shit. I send the Psychopathic asked for the vocals to be sent to them, dry vocals, don't have nothing on them. If you listen to the songs, you can obviously hear that they didn't fucking put any production on my shit because that's what they do. I'm not the first one to say this. I think Necro just said some of the same type of shit, just this week, talking about why he would never do a song again with Psychopathic because they on some fucking, if you ain't on a label, we don't give a fuck how you sound on our shit. But regardless of that, they put me on the CD. They press 1,000 copies. They sell, 500 of them bitches in the first few days of that drive-by tour that Blaze did this year. He tries to get the rest sent out. Joe, I guess Joe wouldn't fucking send them out because I'm on it. What the fuck are you putting your hype man on? He's just a hype man. Fuck that kid type shit. So, Chris told me, Joe wants me to fucking basically rap over your verses. I won't do that to you. That's fucked up. We did that shit to Mars. I'm not going to do that shit to you. I won't take you off that shit. And then what happens fucking 6 months later, here at the gathering, they fucking release Ghetto Benefits without me. And it's just fucking janky work because they just took my verse out, scooted ROC's verse before, and then just let the other verse ride the fuck out like Patchwork Patty. While I was let go, here we go. They had a meeting. I guess they had a meeting at the Lotus Pod about me. This is early 2011, maybe February. This kid, who the fuck is this kid? He ain't signed. He ain't nobody to us. He's getting too much attention, too much shine. Fucking, who is this nobody? He's getting too much attention. He's diverting attention from where it needs to be. Let's fucking get rid of him, So general consensus is fucking get rid of me. This is February. I get a call, actually, from somebody at Psychopathic. I'm not going to divulge any names, but somebody there that works for them or worked for them called me, and they're basically my little eyes on the inside. They didn't know that I was that tight with motherfuckers there that are willing to call me and be like, yo, blah, blah, blah. They're having a meeting about you. They're not talking about firing you, which they were, but, the next day, Blaze goes in. This is what he told me. I don't know if this is true, but this is what Chris told me. And I have no reason not to believe him because me and him shot each other straight as motherfucking arrows. But he told me that, I went to bat for you, dog. I went into Billy, Billy and Joe, and it was me sitting on the other side of the table, and they're telling me, you can have any other motherfucker as your hype man. You can have anybody else on stage with you but that kid. Anybody else. You can have any fucking body else on stage with you but that kid. Fuck him. This was what was told through the grapevine to be told to me from Joe's fucking lips. Tell him to fuck off. He's a juggalo. He'll understand. Now, is that being a ninja since 96, that's a slap in my motherfucking face, straight up. Tell him to fuck off. He's a juggalo. He'll understand. Little did they know, yeah, I was an OG alpha fucking ninja, dog. I ran shit. You know what I'm saying? How the fuck do you think I worked myself from being at shows, traveling the country for years, going to Fright Fest on Greyhounds, going to Hollow Wickets, doing the whole real deal as a ninja? How you think it feels to have Daddy Duke slap you in the face and tell me, fuck you? I thought this was juggalo shit. Everybody gets a chance. Everybody, we belong, my con, right? I thought everybody belonged up in this motherfucker. Why you gonna hate on me? Chris, this is I'm gonna go, here it is, the last fucking, so Chris goes to bat for me, basically puts his shit out on the line. I don't want to get rid of him. That's my dude. He's down for the cause. That's my ride or die. What the fuck? Why you trying to fucking fuck my shit up? Why you trying to fuck my career up again? So, as I say, again, peep this. This is on some shit nobody fucking knows. Here you go. Exclusive Faygo lovers. You'll only catch it here. How about that? A little plug for you, too. Here it is. Fucking straight from Blaze. Out of context. I don't know whether it was a Ryder show or a Lotus show. I don't even think Lotus was around back then. So, this is like 2000, 2001, whenever. Chris is fucking sweating balls after a show. I think Ryder's sitting there winded as fuck, almost puking, drenched in sweat, you know what I'm saying? Just did a fucking set and talking to somebody, out of context, man, like, fuck this shit, man. Fuck this. Can't do it. Fuck this shit. Well, Joe hears him and says, oh, yeah? Oh, yeah? Fuck this shit? I'll show you fuck this shit. Call somebody back at the label. I don't know who he called. Could have been Webmaster Gordon back then. Could have been somebody else. But tells somebody at the label to fucking kill Chris's career. Basically put out a fucking newsletter, put out a Hatchet Herald, put out something, whatever was back popping then, put out the news that Blaze, your dead homie, retired. And I know you remember this. You remember when Blaze mysteriously retired? What happened to Blaze? What the fuck? That's Joe telling Blaze, you want to talk some shit? You want to fucking say, fuck this shit? Well, fuck you. So start your career over and put that nigga on hiatus and made him work, and made him work back to where he already belonged. You know what I'm saying? It's like they shit on this motherfucker. I feel so bad for Chris because it's like he is the redheaded stepchild of the fucking label, and there's not much he can do. And it's like, dog, you want bombs? You want bombs between Chris and me? He's not even contractually obligated to Psychopathic. He's not even on a fucking contract. He's got distribution through the label, the same as Boondocks. The straight up shame that you want to act like these motherfuckers are on the label. They're not. They won't ever even tell you that because this is the fam, but they are not. You know, yeah, they might have been riding with Psychopathic since the beginning till the wheels fall off to the end, but they're not a part of it. They're not even signed to the fucking label. Chris could fucking man up and be like, you know what, fuck this. I've had enough of fucking being treated like an asshole. And he could walk, but, you know, will Juggalos follow? And that's what everybody's scared of, you know? I wish Magic Records would have fucking happened back in the day because, you know, for that to even be talked of nowadays would be completely taboo, but it was so close to being something so awesome. There's really a hierarchy when you're talking about this label and the family aspect of it and this and that. It's not. It's business, and it's Eastside and ICP. It's ICP versus, and if you ain't ICP, you're on the other fucking team, and Twisted and Blaze stick together because they're Trey side, and that's where my fucking allegiance lied. That's where my allegiance still lies, dog. It's like I've always been, you know, Twisted Serial Killer Juggalo, dog. That's my shit. I was the fucking mini Madrox growing up around my neck of the woods. You know what I'm saying? I spider-legged my hair since fucking 1999 type shit. Like, come on. And it's just so sad to, you know, get to work with a part of something that you love. You open Pandora's box, and, you know, the first day you're out there on the road with anybody, they're telling you, you know, nothing leaves this bus. When I'm gonna talk shit about people, I need to have 100% full trust in you. This don't leave this bus. And I did have that trust until they fucked me. Until they fucking straight want to fucking throw my name to the wolves and fuck me. Well, that's why I'm doing this fucking interview. So back to the thing. Back to why I was released. Well, Hatchet Attacks comes by. I'm not even supposed to play this motherfucker. Guess who's supposed to play? ROC and Blaze. Well, 3 days before Hatchet Attacks comes, guess who gets a phone call? I do. Hey, man, plane tickets in your email and check the show mix. You know, basically, you're playing, and I need to tell you, you need to wear all black. Joe don't want you wearing no fucking gang rags. You know, he's sick of that fuck. It's like they're the ones that told me to dress like that from the first place, from the beginning. You got to cover your face. You got to fucking wear all these rags. That was them. That was not my gimmick. That was how the fuck they wanted me to dress, so I did it. And then come the end, oh, we don't like how this kid's dressed. We're going to have to, you know, if he's going to stick around here, we're going to have to fucking redo your shit, Blaze, and blah, blah, blah. So they made me wear all black. There was a tape line on the stage that they didn't want me to cross, I guess because they knew cameras would be filming for the Hatchet Attacks type shit. And I was also told I can't dance. You can't dance. I need you to just walk around behind me dressed in all black and blend in with the fucking scenery, and you can't dance. I'm like, Doug, okay, you know, this has got to be one of the last shows that's going on. I had that feeling flying up to Wisconsin. So, peak game. I get to Wisconsin. I get to fucking Wisconsin and get off the plane, get a ride to the hotel, get to the hotel, meet up. I think it was like me and Chris and Matt Nips, Ash, and fucking Monoxide. And I think Jamie was at the hotel sleeping or some shit. We all head out to the fucking rave, the venue where the Hatchet Attacks was. Go downstairs, backstage, say what's up. It's the rest of the fam. It's like Otis, Bones, Clay, Phil-In, fucking Joey. I don't know, you know, whoever. Everybody on the label was downstairs, the backstage room at Hatchet Attacks. I pinched off in the corner. I saw where Joe's shit was, like, set up. He wasn't in the room. He was in the wrestling ring fucking doing his announcing shit. He comes backstage, peeks his head around the corner, kind of sees me. I don't know whether he texted Chris or texted somebody or whispered something to somebody, but here comes Blaze tapping me on the shoulder telling me I got to get my shit and get the fuck out of backstage because Joe's being a fucking big baby and was kicking me out of backstage at Hatchet Attacks like when I'm part of this shit. So Blaze and me left. Chris was like, I don't want you sitting out here alone. I'm like, dog, I got 100 heads here to see me alone. Like, you act like I don't got homies. it's gravy. If you don't want me back there, just say so. No, no, no. So we went back to the hotel and talked from about 4:30 to 9 o'clock. We went on at 10, I think, and we talked for, 4 or 5 fucking straight hours, and Chris wasn't even gonna fucking play hat to the text. He blew the fuck up on the way out, was like, fuck this shit, I'm not fucking playing this shit. You niggas want to fucking treat me like a bitch all the fucking time. This is the last straw. So they got photographers backstage, blah, blah, blah. I'm advised to not be in any pictures, this, that, the whole nine. So during the fucking conversation at the fucking hotel, it's just Chris telling me, Chris repeating old, like, Biggie lines and fucking Puff Daddy lines type shit, like, you jealous motherfuckers or whatever. I don't know what he was saying, but he's telling me, I've seen cases of this shit, but I've never seen it this bad, ever. It's never, ever been this bad. He's like, Joe don't fucking like you. Joe is jealous of you, and why I say that is because that is what Chris fucking told me, and that is what was talked about at the fucking 2-on-1 meeting between Billy Bill, Joe, and Chris. This is why I was fucking booted. Here's the real reason. I'm not Joe fucking Bruce's brainchild. I'm not his little fucking inkling of a thought. I'm not affiliated with him, and he's not my master, basically. Him and Chris don't get along well in the first place, They don't always see eye to eye on a lot of things, and I'll get into that later. But Joe was basically like, Chris, I think that you're in cahoots with Jaden. I think that you're going to sign him to some sub-label, to some label like Blaze has a label, to some Grundy Enterprises label. Blaze is going to sign me. He's going to fund me. And I'm going to blow the fuck up. And Joe's not going to get paid when I finally do blow up. So in order to prevent that from even happening, fuck this kid. Tell him to go fuck himself. And that's why I was let go. That's, hands down the reason why I was let go. Don't let Blaze try to trick you and tell you, I wanted to try and do my shit solo. That's what he's being told to tell you. He called me after all was said and done, like, what am I going to do, dude? What the fuck am I going to do? This is the third time my career has been done like this. Contrary to belief, I was in there rapping with him as long as ROC was, as long as ABK was, and I thought I was doing a damn good job at it. Obviously, too well of a job at it. Overachieving. And that's, they don't have room for that. They don't have room for a bright young mind on the label. So in order to fucking put the kibosh on that, fucking let's dead it, Get it. Fuck that kid. And on his way out, let's tell him to fuck himself. Hey, and then on his way out again, let's try to throw him under the fucking bus to all the ninjas because Joe fucking Bruce, I don't fucking like this kid, and I'm fucking gonna pull this bullshit.
Okay, so I've got 2 questions for you, branching off from everything you just said.
Yep.
So was there ever any legitimacy to Joe Bruce's worry that you were going to be signed with Blaze's sublabel? Like, was that ever actually in the works?
No, that was never even spoken about. That was a paranoid delusion that Joe must have came up with himself. Me and Chris never spoke on anything like that. If anything, he was just like, help me with my shit, the extent of help I did with him with his shit was helping him on stage. Help me on stage. Hey, if you come up with any cool ideas, tell me. Let's work them into our show, Never. If anything, Chris was going to be on my shit because I wanted him to do it, maybe like a spoken word intro to one of my albums,
Okay.
And upon my departure at the hotel, he even told me, he's like, yo, I still got you on that feature, like, as a fucking parting gift. Like, hey, you're not my hype man anymore, but I'll still do that track with you. Like, come on, dog. Fuck out of here. Man the fuck up. It's like, I feel so bad for him. I love the motherfucker, straight up. Like, I considered him so close to me that I would have asked the motherfucker to be a best man at my future wedding type shit. You know what I'm saying? This the motherfucker that put me on. Like, I owe my shit to this guy. And it's not him. I can't even be mad at Blaze. The only thing I'm mad at Blaze, I didn't have no beef with Chris until Ghetto Benefits was released at the Gathering without me on it, which is a slap in my face, which is why I did the fucking Who You Did Who remixes, which, by the way, is over all of his show mixes, because I have his show mixes. Because why? Because I've made a lot of his show mixes. I would get shit sent to me from the Lotus Pod that was fucking straight jacked up, butchered, you cannot go on stage with this show mix, because there might be two of the same song on there, or there might be, clips of another song 3 seconds into that, You might be listening to Hood Rats and get the first 5 seconds of Casket at the end of it. Like, just simple, sloppy shit that I took care of. I did more than my fair share of what a hype man does. You know what I'm saying? I took it into my hands. I took his music and made it my music. That's what I did. I told him I was going to do it. I put my own music on hold for 3 years. Why Juggalos never heard of me? You know why? Because I had the respect to be out there touring on the road with somebody, not riding on their fucking coattails, doing my own thing, and not trying to be like, hey, I'm Blaze Did Homies Hype Man, blah, 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 here, listen to my shit. If anybody got a CD from me, it was free. If anybody got any bandanas or any merch from me, it was free. Never was trying to take $1 out of Psychopathic's pocket. Never, not once. Was trying to make money for the motherfuckers, because I know I'm going to make money.
Okay.
They fucked up.
All right, so my other question relating to this, because there was a weird timing issue with this, because I met you on the World of Webs tour where you were hyping for Blaze, and that was at the end of 2010. Then in early 2011, we had the Sticks and Headstones tour where it was Boondocks and Blaze headlining. And they came out. They're both artists who typically perform with Hype Man, and this was the first we had seen of Blaze being solo without you, and Boondocks was also without a Hype Man for the first time. So, is there any correlation between your leaving and the leaving of Boondocks as Hype Man? Can you speak to any of that at all?
No. That actually, as far as Boondocks as Hype Man, all I knew was Jake, and Smokey, but I didn't know. I know why they don't speak. It's over some money, of course. It's over some stupid, petty amount of money, $600-700 or something like that. But that's their shit. That's all I know is basic.
Okay,
basic
so
shit.
the reason
most juggalos know.
Okay, so the reason you left Psychopathic and the reason they are no longer affiliated are completely unrelated. They just happened to happen at the same time.
Like, yo, let's ditch the Hype Man. No, it had nothing to do like that. It was, we've had enough of this kid. He's fucking getting love. It's like how I'm going to fucking do these verses on Blaze's shit and literally get text messages from Jamie Madrox the day I haven't even heard my verses produced, like, you killed it, homie. Coming from the dude that I emulated for fucking 10 years of my life was a giant pat on my back, like, damn, I'm finally doing it. I spit a couple fucking verses for the Hatchet. They put me on. Now Jamie's hitting me up telling me good job, cool. On sky's the limit. Well, that's what I thought, They gave me a taste and they fucking took it away. And, I am bitter about it, but not bitter enough to go fucking snitching on the police and oh my God.
Okay, all right. So
when do we get to talk about that?
Yeah, I was gonna say. So I think we've moved on to moved on from why you left Psychopathic. I think that's reason is clear.
Yeah.
So now let's move on to this whole snitching controversy, which is why we're really here in the first place. So as everybody knows, Twisted was on the American Psycho tour with ICP. They had a show date in Tampa, Florida, and during that time they got busted for pot by the cops, and then it immediately came out. There were rumors posted on Facebook and Twitter by Corporal Robinson, and then it was affirmed and retweeted by lots of other people that you were the snitch. Then it came out that Twisted spoke to TMZ saying that they had been snitched out, and all implications were pointing directly at you. Now, why don't you give us your side of the story and how everything went down?
I'll tell you exactly what went down. I posted a picture before the show to my Facebook was that album artwork for the Who You Did Who, and I got hit back up by Blaze's girlfriend, who's my friend on Facebook, telling me, fuck you, I can't believe, you're a creep, going through my Facebook pictures, like, bitch, you posted this shit, you're my friend, it came up on my shit, and I thought it was a funny picture. It's Blaze straight up in a fucking white beater snuggling with a puppy. Like, that ain't thug. So, you know, use it to my advantage. So that's what I put on the cover of the shit. Well, I post that. I'm sure that, you know, before the show, they already knew I'd be there. I get to the show, let's say about 5:30. I'm sitting in the fucking parking lot. I rolled to the show alone. I don't need no fucking homies to roll deep with me. I'm sitting there. Nobody's there. You know what I'm saying? There's like a bunch of ninjas in this hotel, which is the hotel, the Days Inn Hotel and the Green Iguana share the same parking lot. I guess Green Iguana didn't have enough parking, so they asked the Days Inn, hey, overflow parking, can we, you know, use your parking lot? You can charge, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But I've never even been to this venue. Get to the show, start to see a few people I know, you know, sitting in the car, bullshitting, rapping, showing some people the shit. Actually sitting there smoking, fucking, you know, I ain't gonna lie, sitting there smoking, fucking rapping, bullshitting. I get out the car, see some more homies. I see an old school JCW wrestler, Haystacks. I don't know if anybody remember that motherfucker, but saw him, handed him a copy of the shit, and here I'm looking at the bus, and then three motherfuckers get off. It's Monoxide, it's Dustin, I guess they're somebody's runner, maybe Twisted's new runner from Baltimore. Homie, I thought a homie of mine, you know, I've known Dustin for years as well. It's my dude. And Corporal Robinson, and I make eye contact with fucking Monoxide or Mono, whatever the fuck they call him, Paul, you know. And he kind of looks at me, and then we make eye contact again, and then I see fucking Corp come, you know, make a beeline for me, get all up in my grits and gravy, starts, you know, running his fucking mouth. What the fuck are you doing here? All that shit you motherfuckers are talking online, blah, blah, blah. You know, you need to get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, or I'll make you get the fuck out of here. Are you clear? Are we clear? Yeah, I said, motherfucker, yeah, we're clear.
Even better Corporal Robinson impression, I might add.
Well, you know, I've only talked to him a few times. That's basically what it sounded like to me. You know, are we crystal clear? Yeah, I'm crystal clear. My point here is closure. I'm coming to this show to get some closure. You know, that was it. So I basically get kicked out of I'm like, dude, this is a fucking parking lot. You know, I'm smoking some fucking trees here. I'm smoking trees here. You know what I'm saying? This is a parking lot. What the fuck? And, you know, basically, you need to get the fuck out of here or we'll make you. You know, okay, cool. The threat's there. I'm out. I'm not trying to fight some motherfucker that gets beat up with baseball bats and cut up with glass, dog. I'm not stupid. Come on. You know? So he wants to say, oh, you ran like a mouse. I turned my back. I walked to my car. I got in the car, closed the door, and drove out slow enough to roll the window down and hand CDs out to this girl, Brittany, and this other girl, Snatch, that I know from, you know, the 727, the opposite side of the bay. You know, so I wasn't peeling out. I was driving out slow enough to roll my window down and hand out CDs. So let's get that straight as well. You know, and it's funny how the first person to call me a snitch is Joe's right-hand man, you know, because that was probably the fucking, that was the plan. You know, even if they didn't get popped, that was the plan. You know, let's fuck this kid. I fucking hate this kid. And for him to come here and do, you know, juggalos want to ask, wow, that's bullshit. Why would you go to an ICP show and release a disc CD? Why the fuck wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I? Juggalos aren't the same as what they fucking used to be, you know? It's few and far between when you really meet a true ninja nowadays. And why wouldn't I? Isham did the same fucking shit at the Gathering. Who gives a fuck? You know, there's your demographic of folks that are going to even give it. If I handed a Who You Did Who CD to fucking Joe Schmo on the street, first of all, he'd be like, who you did who? And then he'd be like, Blaze, you did who? Exactly, you know? It's like, I give it to somebody, you know, I give it to somebody that actually knows what the fuck's up. Why not? And I thought I did a damn good job on it because it's straight pain. Not only does it tell a lot of the truths, talk a lot of shit, it's straight homage. It pays homage to the man that put me on, dog. I do a cover of Escape Artist there, like a straight cover of Escape Artist that sounds, you know, just like Chris, dog. It's like I put 11 of my fucking eggs in somebody else's basket, and I'll be damned if I don't get their fucking dozen, you know, and end up with the baker's dozen. Like, I'm going to get my 11 and then one of yours, and then I still got one of mine. And you'll never, you know. It's like when I was leaving the Hatchet Attacks Hotel, dog, when me and Chris fucking last saw each other, was basically like, and don't be surprised, nigga, if one day you're opening for me, you know? And he was, you know, like, you know, yeah. And you know what else was told at that fucking at the fucking hotel? Conversation between me and Chris. You know what he told me? You know what he told me, Joe? Because you're probably listening to this. He told me to fuck your wife. Straight up. He told me to fuck your wife. You want to get back at Joe? Fuck Sugar Slam. You want to get back at Joe? Fuck his old lady. Or you want to get back at Joe? Sign Estranged. Them niggas will sign you. You got $20,000? Them niggas will pick you up, dog. They'll pick you up. They'll put you on. You want to get back at Joe? That's what you do. Straight up. That's what was told to me. Like, as mad as Chris was, he was fucking telling me the truth about a lot of shit in his anger, and I know all them fucking skeletons. And I don't got no problem telling all them skeletons. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. I don't care. I burn my bridge to the fucking hatchet. Why would you want to go to Juggalo Island when you're Juggalo Island is eternally fucking career death? You can't, if you ain't ICP, you ain't fucking nobody. That's how it works there. If it ain't Joe Bruce's way, if you beat him in one game of checkers and you play 100, you better be fucking mad at yourself for beating him that one time, dog, because he ain't gonna forget it. It's like, it's a sad situation over there. I was kept far away from it, like Chris said. You know, I've been to the Lotus Pod. I've been there, you know, been in the studio, done the whole nine. I've seen the ping pong room, the W fuck up, this, that, all the offices. It's nothing spectacular, you know. It's like, I would have been like, oh my God, I give my left leg to get up in the Lotus Pod, dog. It ain't shit, you know. It's a fucking work spot where a bunch of fucking disgruntled employees go. It's like basically like a fucking post office, I guess.
Okay, but to wrap up the issues of the snitching, so you were asked to leave by Corporal Robinson.
Or comes out to me, rah, 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 rah. You know what? I'm actually thinking about leaving and go. This is the funny thing. They want to think I snitch. I thought about leaving and going to the Walmart across the street and copping a fucking knife. That's what I thought about. I was like, fuck this. I'll go get me a fucking knife and come back to this motherfucker. You know? Like, I don't want to be threatened. Me and Monoxide texted right as everything had just happened. I sent him a text. I sent Joe a text saying, like, wow. I sent fucking Blaze a text saying some other shit, basically like, wow. And then I sent Monoxide a fucking text, and it was like, LOL, tough guys, you know? And then I put his fucking kids' names at the end of it, because he calls his kids Cabs and Beans, like his little fucking nicknames for his kids. So I put that in there just to piss him off. And he's like, why do you have to go there? Just leave it alone, nigga. You know, this was your pass. We gave you a fucking pass. Leave, and leave this shit alone. We give you a pass. Like, you know, what is this, threat, nigga? Don't fucking make me pop the trunk type shit. You know, like, that was what was said. And I left the fucking venue, came home, got home, sat here all night, and I get texts at like 12:05 and 12:08 from a couple homies at the show. And here, to dead some other fucking shit, oh, he put a fucking Facebook message out there, and then he rescinded it. He took it off there because he was admitting. No. Listen to the fucking B-side of the Who You Did Who single. The song is called The Reason. The song is called The Reason. I wrote it back in April after I started writing it before I was even fired from fucking Psychopathic or from Grundy Enterprises. I started writing this song because I knew the time was up. I could fucking sense it, and I was telling them, I'm the reason. I am the reason. You are the reason. Together, the reason why I must be leaving. It was not an admission. Oh, he did it. He's the reason. No, it was me quoting a fucking song that was on the Who You Did Who sample, the fucking remix that I was supposed to hand out that I didn't even get to hand out because I got kicked out of the parking lot. So, you know, here it comes. Fucking, I'm getting calls from juggalos left side of the U.S. to the right side on my phone. What the fuck, you snitched on our fucking fam, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, here we go. Here we fucking go. And so, you know, I'm a smart cookie. What do? I go down to fucking Public Records, man. I go down to Ybor City. They tell me, these cops didn't arrest them. You got to go down to fucking Franklin Street. You got to go to TPD headquarters. Never even been there my whole life. It's like I'm feeling like I'm on Dexter or some shit, you know, like up in the fucking police department. Sit there. I give them their names. I'm like, yep, Paul Methrick, Jamie Spaniolo, and Chris Rouleau. What do? 15 cents a sheet, 9 sheets deep, $1.35. Hand me over my shit. I read through it, call a couple people, read through the fucking report. Blam! In ink. The reason why the cops were called to the show, there was some, I'm not saying juggalos are druggalos either. I'm saying motherfuckers that put needles in their arms. Yeah, and if you're a juggalo, you are a druggalo. As far as drugs, marijuana ain't a fucking drug to me. Everything else is. Sorry. Alcohol even. I don't even drink. I gave up drinking alcohol to rap with Blaze. By the fucking grace of God, November 9th, 3 years sober. Cause of the mic, cause of the hatchet. Like, come on, dog. You give me a chance to turn my life around, and that's what I was doing. As for the snitching, hell no. Fuck that. Never. Very bad timing. Very, very, very bad timing. A shitty situation for anybody involved, knowing that if you get popped in Florida with any weed, it's no tolerance type shit around here. Well, I guess 2 juggalos were fucking shooting up fucking drugs in the Days Inn parking lot. I don't know. I don't even know anybody that was at the venue when I was even there, hardly. So, I guess the Days Inn owner-operator, this Patrick Patel, who even gave a fucking written statement to the police, said, yeah, I called the cops earlier in the day to have them on heavy patrol and heavy foot patrol in this parking lot because of fucking criminal activity, drugs. He didn't want fights. This guy's trying to protect his fucking business. I don't blame him. I didn't even notice. I'm glad that it was in the fucking report, though, straight up. And people, you photoshopped it. You can look at the report number in the top corner, and you can request your own set of fucking police report papers. They will send them to you. You do a little money order. I don't know. But you can, that is the hands down the real deal. I'm not the liar in this case. This was a fucking, they want to say, first of all, they said they were set up. Second, they said they were snitched on. I think Monoxide was told to call TMZ. I think Joe might have had him call TMZ and be like, look, this nigga's got a vendetta against us. Why don't you tell them? It's like, wow, is this how you're going to do me? And since then, it's like they know. If they're listening, and they probably might. They know as well as I know I didn't fucking snitch on them. They know. They know that ain't me, and they know in their heart of hearts that this is a fucking setup against me. They won't ever admit it because if they admit it, then they admit they're fucking lying, and then what else are they lying about? Well, I'll tell you what the fuck they're lying about. It's like, this is a modern day witch hunt, Ugh. It's, and why are you going to try to prove your innocence so bad? If you're not guilty, then you should just let it slide. You're not the one waking up with death threats in your fucking Facebook, this, that, all this e-thuggery. It's like, it's nonsense. Who wants to fucking deal with that? Oh, he put his Facebook and Twitter on private. He's guilty. No, dude, it's just fucking harassment. Nobody wants to deal with that shit. I'm at a point in my life where I'm trying to better myself. Straight the fuck up, Therapy, counseling, anger management, on my own. Not court-appointed type shit, trying to grow up. Niggas almost 30 years old, and just got a real taste of life. So, and to go and think that I would even fucking snitch on niggas that I don't even give a fuck much about anymore is beyond me, especially to the demographic of music that I'm trying to push when my shit's never been solely music, but, a lot of juggalos listen to this shit. Why would I do that? That's social suicide, Come on.
All right, man.
It's just ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. This has been quite a story, man. Is there anything else you want to say specifically about the snitching incident, or any general crosses you have to bear with Psychopathic?
Yeah, actually, here, let me just start rattling them off real quick. We don't even have to get into this shit, all right? All right. The reason I'm going to address this song, it's not an ICP diss. Whoever posted the video for this shit, It was never an ICP disc. It's written before I was let go from Acid Attacks. It's just little stabs and truths at Joe, not ICP. It's personal things that are said, you know, that I put in that track. That's it. Let's see. What have I covered? Oh, I kicked out of backstage. The way they treated me at the gatherings was like, you're just some fucking scrub. Fuck you. We're not even going to give you a pass at the gathering type shit. Like, whoa, you know, I thought I'm working for you motherfuckers. You want to get into the 2010 Twisted Slaughterhouse tour that Blaze was supposed to go on and he was yanked off? Well, he was yanked off because Gang Rags had to be finished. Well, little did everybody know, Last House on Dead Street was put on the hold. We got to do this Gang Rag shit. His original Gang Rags, the re-release Gang Rags, is Last House on Dead Street. The one that I'm on, the Gang Rags extended cuts, is essentially Last House on Dead Street. It's bangers, dog. It's some of Chris's best shit. He put it out there, brought it to Joe, and was like, look, I got 14 tracks done on my own. I got, you know, little fucking drops to do here. Most of the vocals is done. You know, a little bit of tweaking. You know what Joe said? Fuck that. Here's 7 beats from Mikey Clark. I want you to do these 7 beats, and I'll listen to them, and then when I listen to those, I'll listen to your shit. Guess what? Chris's 7 songs from Mikey Clark turned into 14 or whatever it was, and his album got pushed to the fucking side again. Like, as we were supposed to go on this big tour, here's his CD deadline to get in, and then, no, nigga, you got to rewrite your whole album. That's real shit. Also, here's some real shit I'm not going to get into, but I am going to say this. I was audited by the fucking IRS this year, waiting on my 1099 from Psychopathic, straight fucking audited for $2,900. I had to pay $715 out of pocket, and I asked for my fucking tax papers from Psychopathic, and they refused to give them to me. I asked Chris for them, refused to give them to me, and you know what their answer was? We'll just fudge next year's numbers. Straight up, we'll fudge them for you. The $3,000 that we taxed you on, don't worry, we'll take it off of what you earned this year. Like, get the fuck out of here. Wow. The cover-up story on Simply Fresh and Ghetto Benefits, why they were taking off Blaze's CD, oh, they were stolen beats. Yeah, right. They were not stolen beats. Chris bought those beats from homies of his, dog. Let's see. I covered a fucking whole shitload of the shit that the Blaze and Twisted camp, that was my camp, East Side, dog. It's like, it's like, oh, all this family love. Everybody on the label has their own voice impersonation of Joe. You know what I'm saying? It's not, it's just, you know, I took care of more problems than I ever could cause. You know what I'm saying? If there was a computer problem, I'm on the road with Twisted. Jamie's fucking computer's on the fritz. He can't get no Wi-Fi service, and here I am fixing his shit for him. Here I am helping Paul download shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's just, the beef was strictly with me and Joe because I knew he was out to get me, and I had nothing wrong against Chris until, like I said, until that Ghetto Benefits shit was out. I'd like to also say, man, like, I'm an OG Juggalo, dog. Juggalo Funhouse Tour, 1996. That was my shit. That was my first shit. You know, it's like, I've been at so many shows. I've broken ribs, broken ankles, broken legs, broken wrists, the whole nine, dog. You know, I don't give no fucks. I would have been kicking with Fat Willie Bubba's ass if you told me. I used to be brainwashed, like, oh, the Eminem beef. Yeah, I used to tell my parents, 18 years old, yeah, if I kill myself, you'll find me in a fucking wife beater. They said Eminem made me do it. Why? Because I want to fuck his career up. Why? Because, you know, that's what they're telling me to fucking do. You know, I was a part of the fucking game as deep as you could get. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, here we go. Big Money Rustlers. They sold the rights to that fucking movie to Hot Topic for like $1 million or something like that. That movie fucking flopped. So what's Hot Topic do? Hot Topic takes all the artists from the fucking label. Here you go. We can sell Psychopathic merch, ICP merch, and Twisted merch. Blaze, Boondocks, ABK, the rest of you, Axe Murder Boys, the rest of you niggas, you ain't getting your fucking merch sold in our store. So everybody on the label got punished besides ICP and Twisted. Until they sell enough merch revenue and make their money up to Hot Topic, nobody on the label's shit will be sold in that fucking store. And that's just, you know, besides ICP Twisted and Psychopathic. And if you're on tour and you're buying fucking Psychopathic merch, you need to think about it, because these artists that you're buying, say you go to a Blaze show and you drop $100 on a Hatchet Man jersey, Chris ain't getting a fucking dime of that shit. You gotta go buy a fucking Twisted jersey if you're at a Twisted show. If you're at a Blaze show, buy a Blaze jersey. You know, you gotta support your artist, because Psychopathic purposely sends out shitloads of fucking Psychopathic merch, knowing that they're not gonna sell out of it, you know, because they got so much, and it's more options for you to line Joe's pockets, because he's paid on that shit. The artists don't get a fucking dime of that shit. You know, all right, Blaze had to buy his own Gathering banner. Come on, the nigga's on the label. You're charging him $5,000 or something stupid to buy a banner that isn't even that dope, you know? As for making money on tour, I spent more money on the fucking road than I ever made, dog. My pay, I'm not even going to tell you my pay raise. My pay wage is, you know, I can make more money in a day at day labor doing that type shit, dog. It was never about the money. It was about getting out there and helping Chris get to where he needed to be. Blaze lost a shitload of money on the Clockwork Gray tour, and that was his last major solo loss tour, because he lost so much fucking money. As for Blaze getting paid on the Gang Rags tour, he only paid himself $600. That's it. Like, besides what he made on merch and other shit, he paid himself $600, dog. Came out of pocket and could go do that shit. It's like, this motherfucker is about the business. You know, I feel bad for him. And it's like, you got Joe, who obviously forgot his fucking roots, I see him on TV and shit, wearing $600 T-shirts, Coogee shit, and it's like, his kids are fucking stuck up as fuck. I don't even know. These are stories I've heard from other label mates that's saying, like, his kids will come to their house and be like, oh, this is where you live? Wow. Oh, 4 bedrooms? That's all you got? We got 10. We got 10 bedrooms. It's like, wow, you're raising your kids to be like what you've always hated. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's just bad news, man. Joe had a crackhead homie on last year's Christmas tour, that nigga Lalo or whatever. Bought him a new mouth. Bought him like probably $5,000 to $10,000 worth of dental work, and he can't even fucking hook his homie Corp up with with new teeth. It's like, you got your fucking henchman, your do boy, your brother, whatever you consider him, on the side, and you can't even reach out and try to help this motherfucker, but you can help some crackhead who used to wrestle with you in the 80s out? Come on, dog. And it's like, upon my departure, there was a JCW event in Detroit, I don't know, probably April or so of this year. Joe had 2 homegirls at his house afterwards. You know, him and Corp had some hoes up at Joe's house, was trying to fuck them. I know these hoes. I know these girls, not hoes. I know these girls. One of them called me from his house. He was trying to fuck, and they wasn't having it. You know, I told the girl, I was like, tell Joe to mention my name. Tell him you ain't fucking him because you want to fuck me. And that didn't go over well. Joe was like, oh, I don't know who the fuck you're talking about. And 2 days later, Corp's texting these hoes like, yo, Joe's really mad at you for even bringing that cracker's name up at our fucking house. That's bullshit. You know, it's just, and he still didn't get no skins on top of it. But it's just sad that the people that I fucking grew up loving have just completely sold out to corporate America. You know, I didn't snitch. And guess what? Now the fucking feds are on your ass. You know, straight up. I saw that shit on CNN. And how funny is that shit? That everybody want to point to, what, am I the FBI now? Holy shit, I've been a secret agent, fucking juggalo, hype man. Blaze is, in my eyes, in my opinion, Blaze is fucking dopest hype man, fucking keeping shit live as fuck. And then I've been on the side fucking Men in Black in it, doing the CIA. It's like, come on, dog.
What are you talking about, feds? Like, I hadn't heard any updates.
The feds did. You didn't see that CNN fucking art that they posted two or 3 days ago on CNN? Did a whole expose on juggalos and how the FBI has been targeting juggalos as, you know, as a potential downfall on American society.
You're talking about the FBI report. Okay, I'm sorry. I thought you meant something different. Okay.
No, I'm just saying, like, it's just ironic how everything happens for a reason and shit hits that fan all at once. It's like these guys that said they would never sell out, here they are, 1,000 Ways to Die, fucking, oh, here we are at the SNL studios about to head over at MTV. It's like Joe never wanted to be everything that he became. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad. It's like I had nothing. Man, I remember fucking 1996 shows, dog. Violent J in the crowd with his fucking dreads, like trying to rip that nigga's hair off because I just, that's all I had, man. I held on to the hatchet. That's all I had for the fucking longest time. I am a juggalo through and through to the day I die. It's just sad to see a side of it. It's just sad to see it die. It's like you're watching your grandpa with terminal illness and you're just watching him die, and it's just, it's not what it used to be. People can say, oh, it's the new breed. It's not what it used to be. I used to be that kid that would see a hatchet man on a car and drive 5 miles out of my way hanging out the fucking window. Yo, what up, ninja? You want to smoke a fucking chronic blunt type shit? Like, that's me. That was me, handing out fucking burnt CDs, old school style, rocking fucking ICP merch, homemade style in the 90s because they didn't even have merch back then, really, unless you were at a show getting a shirt. The first ICP doll I ever had was a fucking Ken doll that I fashioned into a Shaggy with fucking homemade model paint. You know what I'm saying? I done been there, dog, and for them to fucking be like, oh, this nigga snitched on us, first of all, it's very stupid on their part because it's straight slander. And second of all, they know that I didn't. So, I don't have to explain it to anybody else. This is basically for them to hear,
Wow. Well, J-10, I got to thank you for
yes,
an
it's
amazing
been nice.
interview.
I'm sitting here, got cat shit mouth.
Man, if I wouldn't be doing my part, I'd be a dick interview if I didn't ask you, like, what's next in the world of J-10, man? Like, are you doing music?
I am working with, I got new producers. I'm working with King Kong. I'm working with Reckless, and I'm working with this dude Chucky Boy Jetton from all down here in Tampa area. I've got 2 full albums. 30 songs are written, ready to rock and roll. The first album I'm going to drop is called To the Moon. It's the fucking shit. Every song sounds different from the rest. It's about my life. It's what I'm going through right now, all my trials and tribulations. And the second album is straight fucking hood anthems, fucking bangers, dog. It's called Bangers. And it's just ridiculous. It's guerrilla music, fucking slumping out the fucking hood, slumping out the trunk. As for shows, nothing's booked right now. Kind of taking a break, kind of fucking feeling out what I'm going to do, which direction I'm going to go. My music's always been about me. I'm sorry, I'm not going to say, oh, I make my music for my fans. I make my music for me. I make my music as my outlet. If I didn't write that shit, I would be crazier than I already am. You know what I'm saying? So it's for me. It's my therapy. If other motherfuckers can grab onto it and like it, then that's awesome. You know what I'm saying? And I will try to put as much of me into my music for other people to grab onto, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm sick of bringing motherfuckers down. I'm trying to change my life, dog, and I'm trying to bring people up. Sick of being a scumbag.
Okay, and for anyone interested in grabbing a copy of that album when it comes out, like, do you have a website or a fan page that you operate through where people can buy your music?
Hit me up on the Facebook, J-10 Tampa Wicked, or hit me up on the Twitter at Tampa Wicked. As for website and all that, once the album's done, I'm gonna get all that handled, and I'll be posting that on those websites. But as for everything else, I'm kind of, I'm trimming the fat. If I don't know you, and all you're gonna do is fucking sit there and talk shit to me, I don't need to know you. You're a negative impact on my life, and I'm good on that shit. Like I said, the truth will prevail. Truth always prevails. It's sad that they fucking wanted to throw me to the wolves, but that's what they do. They did it to fucking Isham. They did it to Mars. They did it to Misery. And I didn't have no beef with Blaze until also at the gathering when he's telling Juggalos. J-10 said fuck Juggalos. Yeah, I might have said that out of context to him in a private phone call, just like I'm putting all the shit that he told me in confidence on blast. He put me on blast, but that's the game, dog. It's the music game. It's a motherfucker. It's a tornado, and I'll be damned if I don't end up on the TOP. Straight up. They already know. They're fucking shook, dog. It's straight. It's not cockiness. It's confidence because I know what I do is good. That's it.
All right, J-10. Well, I can't thank you enough for this awesome interview.
Thank you, Big Ian. Hey, everybody out there, Fago Lovers is the fucking shit. I know they don't like me. Fago Lovers don't got no love for J-10, never have. But Big Ian's the fucking man. He wants the truth out there. This is the truth. Shout out to Sandman. I know you up there in the VA too. What it is. Yeah. That's it, y'all. Stay the fuck up.
Juggalos. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
Y'all.
Juggalos, Juggalettes, this has been J-10 and Big Ian. We're out.